Good morning, class. Now, today we are going to study the topic of money. Okay, this is the first unit of your subject and the name of the time. And slowly the students are joining. There have been almost 75 students. Yes. So now I think we can start with the topic. Okay. Yes, girls. So first of all, we are going to study what money is. Yes, we all very well know that initially barter system used to be followed, right? Goods used to be exchanged for goods, correct? So what used to happen that the people used to face a lot of problems when the barter system was existing, right? People faced a problem of lack of double coincidence of wants. Then there was a problem of common measure of value. Then there was a problem of subdivision, right? There was also a problem of storage, correct? Because during that time, goods that were exchanged for goods under barter system, there were too many perishable items also, right? Which created a lot of problems. It was very difficult to store those commodities. Yes, and then it was not necessary that what one person wanted from the other, that same person would want the same thing. So that exchange was also a lot of problem. That is what I said, that lack of double coincidence of wants, right? Then if the commodities were perishable, it was very difficult to store them also. Then how to decide the measure of value? For example, kettles used to be exchanged, right? So how to define? I mean, cattle cannot be divided. You cannot cut it, correct? If Mr. X wanted food grains, right? And Mr. Y had food grains, but Mr. X had cattle to exchange. So now, how would that be possible, right? The cattle could not be cut or could not be divided. So, what used to happen? People used to face a lot of problems. So, to overcome the problems of the barter system, the need of money arose, right? Now, what this money? Now, this money word has been derived from the Latin word moneta. Okay, so this money made things very, very easy because people. I told you all people used to face a lot of difficulty in exchanging the goods. Correct, because they were not divisible. Then it used to not be stored for a longer period of time. Correct. So the word, I mean, the money which was created, which was very, very helpful to the people and had overcome the difficulties of the barter system, had overcome the difficulties of the exchange, right? So now today, in this chapter, we are going to study what money is, what are its advantages, what are its disadvantages. The functions of money we can do in the next lecture, right? So first of all, I told you all that money, the word money has been derived from the Latin word moneta. Yes. Now what this money is? So it is anything which can be generally accepted, universally accepted, right, in the payment of goods and services. It can also be used for the repayment of the debts, correct? Now, this money, it is available in the economy for undertaking the transactions. Correct. Now, this problem, as I told you, the problem of barter system was solved, right? So anybody can take this money and use it for conducting the transactions or can use it for the repayment of debts. Correct. So money had solved all the problems of the barter system, right? Then came the word wealth. Now, what is this wealth? It is the collection of the property. Wealth is something more than the money. Okay, money can be used for exchanging of goods and services. Wealth includes the assets, the properties, right, which can be bought with the help of money. And income. Now, what is income? It is the flow of earnings, right? Money, what you have in your hand, is considered as the stock. And when you buy, it becomes a flow, right? You earn income, you earn your earnings, and that you spend it for the transactions or for buying the goods and services or for repayment of your debts. Correct? So we saw money, we saw the meaning of wealth, and we saw the meaning of income. Now, as I told you, we will discuss the advantages of money as well as the disadvantages of money in detail. Okay. Now, the first problem, as I already discussed in the beginning, that the people were facing a lot of difficulties during the barter system. Correct? Now, because of the introduction of money, it helped in overcoming all the difficulties of the barter system. Right? I already explained what was double coincidence of bonds. Then it was difficult to, determine the common measure of value. It was very, very difficult to divide the articles or the commodities. So the problem is lack of divisibility. Yes, another problem, the problem of transportation. It was very difficult to transport the cattle from one place to another, right? And there was a problem of storage. So to overcome all these problems, okay, money was invented. Right? Now, what functions or what role does money play? It serves as a medium of exchange, correct? Then it also serves as a common measure of value, right? You can use money for buying goods and services. You can determine the value. Okay, it is also used as a standard of deferred payments. And of course, it can be easily stored. Money is not perishable, so it can be stored for a longer period of time. Correct? So the first advantage, that is, it helped in removing the difficulties of the barter system. Now we go to the next advantage. Yes, it is also very, very important in a capitalism. Now, what is this capitalism? It is a free enterprise economy, okay, where usually the competition, the private ownership of the properties prevail. Okay, and here all the decisions are made privately. So, of course, money will play a very important role, okay, for the smooth functioning, for the efficient functioning of a capitalist system. Okay, so how does money help or how it is beneficial in a capitalist economy? Okay, in a capitalist economy, usually the system moves around a price mechanism. Okay, now what is this price mechanism? Price mechanism totally operates through money, means it is totally functioning with the help of money. Okay, all the incomes, all the goods, the prices are all expressed in terms of money. Okay, moreover, what do the consumers get in the source or in the form of income? So they get money in the form. Okay, so income is earned through money. Now income is earned through money, so it the people have the command or the control. With money, you or me can buy anything, right? We have the command over it. Whatever goods we want, whatever services we want, we can get through money. Okay, then with the help of money, the producers can also decide that what are the people's needs, how much they want. Okay, so this will also help the producers in deciding what to produce, in what quantities to produce, right, and how to make the best use, the efficient use of the available productive resources. So this is where how the money helps, and the money is important in a capitalist economy. Okay, right? So now we go to the next point or the next part of capitalism. Okay, apart from taking the decisions of how much an individual wants, what are their needs, it also helps in undertaking an extensive trade, that is, internal trade as well as the international trade. Now, we all very well know internal trade, which is conducted within the limits of the country, and international trade is conducted with the other countries, right? Money also helps, in the process of the distribution of the national product. How this income is divided? It's divided in the different factors of production in the form of rent, wages, interest, and profit. Now, these different forms are already studied by you all in the lower classes. So I need not discuss much in detail. Okay. Now, government also receives income, and it also makes payments through the medium of money. So you all can see that how important role money plays in an economy, right? Money also tends to influence the operative forces. Now, how? What is its effect on investments? Okay. Then, how much output can be earned? How much an individual can consume? And how is the income distributed? I repeat, it helps in the internal trade, international trade. It helps in the distribution of, the income amongst the different factors of production in the form of rent, wages, interest, and profit. It also helps the government in receiving the incomes, in making the payments, correct? And it also tends to influence the operative forces, okay, through investments, output, investment, and the distribution of income. Yes? Now we can go to the next advantage, that is, how is it important in socialism, or what is its importance, right? Yes, I'm talking about money. So socialism is an alternative to a capitalist economy, right? It is a system which is controlled as well as regulated by the government. Okay, it ensures the welfare as well as the equality of the opportunities to the people, right? So, how is money advantageous in a socialist economy? That we are going to see. Yes. So, usually, what happens in a socialist economy? All the decisions in a socialist economy is taken by the central planning authority, and the prices are also fixed by the planners. They are not left to the market forces, correct? So your money performs an indirect role. It is an essential link or a necessary link between the physical as well as the financial planning. Okay. Now, what is this financial planning? So it provides necessary monetary resources in order to attain the physical targets. Okay. As I told you that in a socialist economy, usually the economic decisions are taken by a central planning authority. Okay. Then we can see that the values of all the products and services are expressed in terms of money, correct? All the transactions, that is the buying and selling, is also done through money. Yes? Then money plays a very important role by serving as medium of savings also. Okay, and it can be also saved in the form of reserves. Yes, that is cash reserves. Okay, It also serves as an instrument of distribution. Then you all know that in the factories, in the big companies, the bonuses are paid to the workers. Yes, so that is also paid in terms of money. Now, this motivates the workers to work hard. Yes, they put in their 100% efforts so that they can earn more money, right? Moreover, individuals can also spend their incomes, their earnings on any goods, any consumption goods of their own choice. Correct? Ultimately, money also helps the states to evaluate the economic activities of an enterprise. Correct? So you all have seen that how important role a money plays in any economy. Correct? Now we will see the next advantage. Okay. Money also plays a very important role in a mixed and developing economy. First, we saw its role in a capitalist economy. Yes. Then we saw its role in a socialist economy. Yes. Now we will see its importance in a mixed and a developing economy. Correct? Now, this mixed or developing economy, it indicates and integrates all the features of the economic systems. Okay? So your private sector also exists and public sector also exists. Yes? Money plays a very, very important and a dynamic role in a developing nation, right? And it also helps in achieving all the objectives of a planned economic development, correct? Now we will see that how money plays an important role and how it is beneficial in a mixed economy. Okay. So development of a money market, it will promote liquidity, of course. Liquidity is most important. Then safety of the financial assets. And this will help in encouraging the savings as well as the investments, right? Money market also leads to efficient, rational allocation of resources. And how is it possible? By channelizing the savings of the people into productive investment. Okay. Now, what happens because of expansion of money, the economy increases the mobility of the financial resources. Okay. Deficit financing is also possible because what happens? It covers the budget deficits. Now, how these budget deficits are covered? Through printing new money. So adequate funds are made available to the government. Yes, so that will help in implementation of an effective monetary policy. Now, this monetary policy we will study in detail in Unit 3. Yes, so what happens that money plays a very important role in a mixed economy also. More and more money, monetary instruments are very much necessary for any economy. Yes, so these were the advantages of money. Now we will see what are the disadvantages of money. As you all know that there are two sides of a coin, correct? So merits as well as demerits, right? So now we will study the disadvantages of money. Okay, so see, money is not an unmixed blessing. That is what? That the total dependence of the money, right? Or misuse of the money. What will happen if the money is misused? So that may lead to undesirable and very harmful results. Correct? The misuse of money. So we can see that in words of Robertson, that money which is a source of blessing to the mankind When does it become a curse? Okay, right? Unless and until we control it, it becomes a source of peril, that is danger. It becomes a source of confusion. Yes? So, it's very, very important to make an efficient use of money. Now, we will see the disadvantages of money. Okay, the greatest disadvantage of money is it leads to instability. Okay, instability means the value of money doesn't remain constant. It keeps on fluctuating. It is not stable. Now, too much of money will reduce the value, okay, and it also will lead to inflation. Yes, this chapter or this unit on inflation also we are going to study in detail, right? That is a continuous price level, okay? Rise in the price level, okay? So too much of money will reduce the value and too little money will raise its value, okay? Rising in price level leads to inflation and falling in price level leads to deflation. Okay. Now, what happens is during inflation, the pattern of distribution of income is totally in the favor of the rich class of the society. Now, when the distribution of income is in favor of the rich class of society, what happens is it results in inequalities of income and wealth. That is, the rich become the richer and poor become poorer. Okay. On the other hand, deflation, what happens? It raises the unemployment. Correct? And what happens ultimately? A lot of hardships are created to the working class. Yes? So, this is the great disadvantage of money. Okay? Next disadvantage of money is inequality of income. As we saw in the first point, that is instability, right? It leads to inflation and deflation, correct? So that is what we are seeing in the second point, that excessive use of money, okay, and inflationary effect of money creates, widens the inequalities of the distribution of income and wealth. That is, this income and wealth is distributed in the favor of rich class of society. Okay, so the rich become richer, the poor become poorer, which has, divided the society totally into haves and have-nots and has led to class conflicts. Okay, now we will see the next disadvantage of money. Okay, all these disadvantages are interlinked, right? So too much of money or excessive use of money, I told you, leads to concentration of income and wealth, especially in the favor of rich. So again, this point, it leads to the concentration of wealth in few hands, okay, which gives rise to monopolies. Okay, now this rise to monopolies or the growth of monopolies results in the exploitation of the workers. So it demotivates them. Okay, degradation is done. Correct? Right? So too much of use of money leads to growth of monopolies. Correct? The next disadvantage is over capitalization. Now, easy borrowing, easy lending facilities is made possible through money, right? So what happens? This leads to certain industries using more of capital rather than what is required. So what happens? Excess of use of capitalization. This also results in overproduction as well as unemployment, right? So anything which is used out of limits is very, very harmful, correct? So this is what overcapitalization that leads to overproduction as well as unemployment. Yes. Now we will see the next point. Yes. We saw the difficulties of the barter system, right? Then we saw that excessive use of money leads to inequalities of income and wealth, correct? It leads to inflation, leads to deflation, right? So now we will see the other disadvantages, okay? How there is a misuse of capital, right? Money, it's the base of credit. So that leads to more and more credit creation. Now, again, if credit creation is not matched with the increase in production, what happens? That results in inflationary rise in the prices. Again, the similar point that excess of credit creation leads to inflationary situations in the economy. Okay. Next point is hoarding. Now we all very well know that what do the people usually do? People give undue importance to the money. So instead of utilizing it in a productive manner, in the productive activities, people may start hoarding money. Okay. Now, when people start hoarding money, it adversely affects the growth of the income, correct? Money doesn't come much into circulation in the economy. Output is affected. Ultimately, the employment is also affected, correct? So, in the materialistic world, when people giving undue importance to money, it leads to hoarding. Okay. Now, we all very well know that people try to evade taxes, correct? Thanks to Narendra Modi. Yes, that GST has come, correct? So, one tax, one nation. So, what happens is usually because people hoard money, people try to evade taxes. That is convenient way to avoid paying taxes. So they conceal their income. Now, when the people conceal their income, they try to evade taxes, which leads to black money. Okay. Now, this black money further encourages black marketing and ultimately leads to speculative activities. Yes. So you all know that black money is very, very harmful. That is, it has got its own disadvantages, right? Now, next is the political instability, right? Too many fluctuations in the prices, too many fluctuations in the business activities, which is caused due to money, that may also lead to the political instability. Now, political instability, what happens because of political instability? It may result in the change of government, right? So, we are seeing so many disadvantages of money. If there is excessive use of money, it leads to instability, it leads to inflation, it leads to deflation, right? The capital is misused, people start hoarding money, right? It leads to the creation of black money, it leads to political instability in the nation, right? Which ultimately adversely affects the economy. Yeah? Yes, this we are being seen since so many years. So much of evils are created in the economy. So many problems we are seeing in the economy. correct? People have forgotten the moral values. See, excess of use of money has led to loss or, create, the sacrifice of moral values at the cost of money, right? People have become so much money minded, right? That has led to indulging in, the corrupt practices. The brother is murdering the brother, right? That is, two brothers are fighting, correct? Sons killing their parents for money. Yes, we've been seeing so many examples in the serials. Yeah, what does that show? That people have forgotten the moral values. Yes, because of money. Money has become a greed for the people. Okay, then there has been thefts, frauds because of money. Yes, and there are many other social evils which are existing, in the society. Correct? So moral values have been totally sacrificed at the cost of money. People have totally become money minded. Okay? Yes. So these were, the few disadvantages of money. We saw the advantages. We saw the disadvantages of money. Yes. Now these are the basic functions of money. Just now, I'm just doing it in brief. Then we will study the functions of money in detail in the next lecture. Yes? See, most important function of money is what? It is the medium of exchange, right? It facilitates the specialization as well as division of labor, right? Because of money, people can easily exchange goods for goods. I mean, goods and services for money. It is very, very easy to carry, right? I told you all that it can be stored for a long period of time, means it is not deteriorating quickly, correct? It is widely accepted. It can be easily standardized also. Then it is considered to be a unit of account. Now, how is it possible? Because money is used to measure the value in the economy, right? It helps in measuring assets, goods, services easily, right? Which was not possible in the barter system. Then it is also used as a store of value, okay? It is used to save. That is, it allows, easily substitution of income. And it is most liquid of all the assets. Correct? Now, the other functions we are going to study in detail, as I told you, in the next lecture. Okay? So to conclude, that always, I told you all that coins have two sides. So it is not necessary that the defects of money may lead to or indicate its elimination. Okay? The advantages of money are much more than its disadvantages. Yes? It should be considered just as a good servant. Yeah? It shouldn't be a master because it is a good servant and a bad master. Now, what is required, what is needed is the proper regulation of money supply. There should be a proper monetary policy, yes, which should be followed. Okay, that will help in the efficient working of the economic systems. Okay, and because of efficient working of the economic systems, the socio-economic objectives of any economy could be achieved. Yes. So today in this lecture, we saw what money is, what are its advantages, disadvantages. Yes. And now the functions of money we will study in detail in the next lecture. So that is all for today.